What's up, Monday crew? How you feeling? Tyson in the building, Life Gains channel. We here to talk a little Godfather of Harlem. And with so many other great shows on, it can be very, very difficult to keep up with everything that's good. But one thing I must warn you not to forget about, this Godfather of Harlem is fire. Absolute fire. It is the kind of fire that you see in the barn in the country where they back there cooking goats, cooking pigs, and everything is going well. This show does not disappoint. It was another great night last night, and it's just so many options right now. I really is my resident party crasher in here. Hot L, you want to come say something to the people real quick instead of hiding underneath the desk? L, you want to come say hello? Yeah. Okay. Come say hello, so that people can say I'm a bad parent because you ain't in bed early. Say hi. Hi. You want to tell them who you played with today? Yeah. Who did you play with? Mommy. Mommy, and who else? Daddy. And who did you play with in school? Colton. Colton. And who else? Coleman. Coleman. Yeah. Did you play with Evie? Yeah. No, you don't eat that, L. Okay, tell them good night. Give them a wave. Good night. Good night. Bye-bye. Okay, busybody. Now, like I was saying, Godfather of Harlem is right up there as good as any show that's out right now. Right up there, top of the list. If I'm trying to rank shows, I would definitely say Snowfall number one. By far right now, Snowfall's number one. Godfather of Harlem and BMF and Your Honor are all in a three-way tie for number two. All of them. I mean, these shows have been absolutely amazing this year. I just wish that they would have spaced them out, because when the summertime come, unless we're going to get Hightown out during that era, what's going to be coming on then? Succession? I don't know. But in any event, we are here tonight to talk about the Godfather of Harlem, Bumpy, everything he's going through. In a few minutes, I have some of my panel folks getting up in here to break things down. Before we do that, be sure to follow me on the Life Gains podcast. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I also have a TikTok, but it's been acting crazy here lately. I don't know what's going on with my TikTok, but it's been acting crazy. I can't upload nothing from my computer. Even Instagram has been acting a little funny like that. So for whatever's going on, y'all let me know. Let me shout out to people. Lionel Woods, Tamika, Stephen Harris, Shoney12, my homie Cheryl Battle, Big Mo, Daria, my homie, RD. I think you're new here, or I haven't seen you. Tamika White, Barbara Dahl, Queen up in the building, Latasha in the building. Rashonda is always number one when we get to this thing and we make things happen. Let's take it from the very top, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take it from the very top. Bumpy had a problem last week. Oh, boy. The problem was Joe Colombo snaked his ass. He got him. He got all the doogie, the heroin, coming from across the seas. He took out the French black dude, and now Bumpy has no product. That is when we bring in my man Pettigrew, who at first was chastised by Chance, saying, how you think you're going to step to Bumpy with this product? You haven't vetted it. You don't know how you're going to get it. All that good stuff. Which that careens us to this episode. Bumpy's all like, look, man, I'm out this doji game. I'm not messing around with this heroin. Joe Colombo can have it. I'm done. Chance and Pettigrew is sweating bullets. And then Chance says to Bumpy, Pettigrew has an opportunity for you. And what is that opportunity? that white girl, that Snow, cocaine. And it was kind of funny to me that Pettigrew had the info, but Chance had to lob it up for Bumpy to listen to it. And when he broke it down to Bumpy about how you could sell it to the rich people and you can break it down really, really thin, it got Bumpy's wheels turning. Pettigrew also let him know that, the product he got was with a former man of Jose Battle. And he think that they could really push this product. Okay, sound good to me. Let's get it going. We done got rid of the heroin, killing our folks here in Harlem. Let's get this crack, sell it to the white folks at Wall Street. So the hunt begins. Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh. Incoming. Ladies and gentlemen, you know this guy. He's a legend. Living legend. They call him my man Larry. What's up, Larry?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm a little frazzled right now. I'm just trying to hang in there though.
Hang tough, man. How did you like this episode of The Godfather of Harlem?
Oh man, it was good. It was man, it's one of those episodes where it's like I don't want to see Mamie even start to go down that path, It's like it's one thing, that your husband's doing what he's doing and you tolerate it, you deal with it. But it's another thing to like start to head down that path yourself. It's just, I don't want to see it.
You heard what Elise said. Bumpy gonna be bumpy, basically.
Yeah.
And Mamie, see the thing with Mamie, Larry, Mamie wants her own identity of doing something. She wants her own identity. And she gave that identity up for Bumpy earlier this season. And she saw another opportunity with the pest control thing. And she went for it and didn't get it. And it's probably for the better. It's probably for the better. Because she was starting to get very comfortable with the crooked cooking the books, with the crookedness, all the things that entail politics. And did you see how our guy Clayton Adam Powell, he was all comfortable with getting dirty. So all that crap that they be talking about the drug dealers, this show kind of makes you see that they all in cahoots with each other. Just like Snowfall. It makes you see that a lot of them is in cahoots with each other. Not all of them, ladies. You can never say all. But there's a good majority of some of them who are in cahoots with each other. And Clayton Powell had me laughing. I can't get enough of him on screen.
Yeah, he's I'll tell you, man, that dude's a hellified actor. He really is. And it's funny. He was, the dude, his attorney was basically telling him, you need to wash your hands of this. And he's like, no, push it through. I mean, dude definitely has a soft spot for Mamie, and he definitely works hard for Harlem, no doubt. So
and so I kind of just talked about Larry, how Bumpy, he's done with heroin. He's done with it. And Pettigrew to introduce him to that white girl, saying that we can put this stuff out on the streets to the white people. But the problem is it costs $3,000 an ounce. But at least we can start moving something that ain't going to be dealing in the Harlem street. We can get up to Wall Street. But the only way he was able to get this message through to Bumpy, Chance had to introduce it to him, even though it was a Pettigrew idea. Talk to me about them introducing Bumpy to that snowflake, Larry, that white girl that's known as cocaine.
Man, I think I mean, the timing was right, because he has his whole issue getting Doogie from Colombo and the Italians. And it's funny because, Colombo's trying to squeeze him out. That's something Chin does not want. Chin does not want Colombo trying to take over Harlem, and he's doing it anyways. And, but it made sense. It made sense for him to introduce that to Bumpy. And I think it could work. I don't think they're trying to sell it to the white dudes, though. I think they're trying to sell it to the people up, to the people of Harlem and Spanish Harlem or wherever else. I think they're just trying to bring it in quantities high and, large enough that they can get the price down. They can get that they can lower their margins so that they can sell it to black folks. Because you're right. Besides the Wall Street people, who else is going to be able to afford $3,000 an ounce? That's crazy.
I think Bumpy is bothered by the heroin thing. Like I feel like he wants to take this stuff and move it outside of Harlem because he's seen what heroin is doing to his community, even though he knows good and darn well that if he's not pushing it, Joe Colombo and his associates going to be pushing it. Yeah. To me, Larry, it just kind of felt like Bumpy wants to push his drugs somewhere where it's not hurting his quote unquote his own people. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting from it. Because he really was out the game. He was out the game, Larry. He was done.
He was. But what's his name was talking also about, cocaine doesn't create fiends like like heroin does, which is true to a certain degree. If you're just sniffing powder, I don't think cocaine is quite as addictive as heroin is. But once you rock it up and you start smoking it, then it's a whole different story. But I think maybe that might help appease his conscience a little bit. If he's selling drugs and people are using them, but he doesn't see people out there on the streets, basically just strung out and losing their life and everything else. If people are just a little, a little hyperactive and giddy, having fun at the club all night, what's he care?
Ladies and gentlemen, someone who has one of the prettiest smiles on the East Coast, okay? It has been said that when this young lady smiles, you can feel a cool burst of ice as if it's a cold front coming from the north, okay? When she parts her hair down the middle, her hair is so moisturized. You can legitimately use some of those oils to heat your home in the winter. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is our good sister, Miss
You are crazy. Wow.
Oh, man.
And then my hair is like up right now. Like it's not even, it's still parted in the middle. What's up, guys?
Oh, we good, man. What's up with you, Miss K?
I'm hanging in.
Well, I'm getting ready to get a segment that I'm sure you're going to like, Miss K.
Okay.
We get ready to talk about Estelle Stella.
Your girl.
Man, I before I used to say she was a black widow, I think she's just a straight up serial killer now.
Yeah.
Like Colombo should just go ahead and put her, like, he doesn't need to worry about watching over her and having her on that desk. He needs to go ahead and put her to work, to give her some wet work. She's got like 3 bodies on her already.
Her uncle called it. He said, I mean, she's like, I have, death all around me because she's just,
that's because she keeps pulling the trigger.
It's either somebody that she's connected to is getting killed or she's killing them.
Wait a minute.
This is the third mobster she's killed.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I can't let y'all pile up on my girl Stella.
Listen, I knew you called it when she was gonna do a Lombardi, and I knew that she was gonna I thought she was gonna give him a heads up, but when she didn't, I said she's gonna wind up killing him herself. She's just gonna save him, and then. But go ahead, Lamont.
Well, it was said by somebody in this very episode, the lawyer, you are starting to look more and more like your daddy.
Yeah.
But first of all, before I play the clip, let me just say this. Folks, you have a great TV series or great piece of film, no matter where it's movie, TV, or whatever, when different characters keep coming into barriers that they have to overcome, and you have a hard time figuring out what the hell is going to happen. It happened with Stella. It happened with Bumpy. It was 3 different scenarios. I was like, how y'all supposed to get out of this? So let me show you one for Stella. And I was just like, Stella, God.
Stella!
You make it hard. You make it hard for me to love you, Stella. Check this one out.
Speak to your father again, but in his eyes, Joe Colombo's doing a very good job minding the store and also protecting.
He's trying to fuck me.
Just
Find it
straight
difficult
like
to
that,
believe he
huh?
could be so stupid.
He comes on to me nonstop. He even took me out to a fancy dinner.
Right, this is important. Did he make a direct sexual advance on you?
Would you call telling me he has a large penis a sexual advance?
Well, it depends.
Look, all I'm saying is I don't want to be under his protection. I can protect myself. Tell my father that's all I want. And please, don't mention the sex stuff.
Yeah.
Don't you know good and well, lawyers is just like children. When you tell them not to mention something, damn it, they're going to mention it, okay? And Miss K, what did that lawyer do? He went right up there and told the daddy about the sex stuff. Talk to me about this role with Stella, and she fudged the truth because Joe has been coming on to her, but he ain't trying to, put the meat on her hand, on her forehead or nothing.
Or talk about how big it was.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was like, what is she doing? I'm like, no, he didn't. I'm like, because at this point, I know she's lying, but I'm like, wait, because she's so convincing. So I'm like, did I miss something? I'm like, no, he did not do that.
Me too. I was like, did he really do that?
I'm like, what is she talking about? Because he has kind of been advancing a little bit, but not to the point where it's obvious. Like the gift was definitely in advance, but she can't report that as some type of harassment or nothing like that, Not in my opinion. Right, the little dinner date and everything. Yeah. But I was just like, she is really she wants her freedom, like she said. She's not playing. So she's ready to go to any lengths. And remember last week we talked about it, and I think I said, why can't she just go to her father or tell her father? So she was able to do that through the lawyer, which is good. You got to get daddy involved, girl. You feeling trapped? You got to get daddy involved. She knew exactly what to do. Lie and say somebody touched her, and he goes off the handle about his child. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
hey, Miss K, we daddies love our daughters. Of course
you should, but somebody I think once said, and I didn't see it like this. They said they feel like it's a little weird how he gets with her and boyfriends.
Yeah, it's like it's like a Trump vibe, like a Trump and Ivanka vibe.
I don't know. I won't go that far.
It's weird. It's like there should not be sexual tension between a father and a daughter, and it's that weird tension there. It's creepy.
Do you feel like there's sexual tension between Chin and his? I don't feel that. Like with Trump and Ivanka, I definitely feel it on both ends of them two. Like literally.
I've never witnessed that. Well, I don't pay attention to politics, guys. You already know.
Well, me and Larry do. And Trump has even came out and said something along I'm paraphrasing, something along the lines, she wasn't my daughter, I F her, something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, he said something like that on Howard Stern, I think it was. It was gross.
It was nasty.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Stella, this is like the third maid dude that Stella's offed. Because she shot the dude that came up in her house and tried to kill her. Mm-hmm. She shot this dude, and then she shot the original dude that since it was the original dude that she had to tell Chin about, right?
Oh yeah, she did shoot him. Yeah, she shot him. She did. But Larry, this killing was justified. This is the man that killed, even though she learned it in this episode. This is the man that killed her husband.
She still got bodies on her, man. That's a third made dude, and how many of these dudes you think could kill a made man and get away with it? This is like number 3. She's still walking around, and that's not even counting Ernie and the black dude.
That's because Larry, she is the daughter of the boss.
Wait, what now?
Stella is the daughter of the boss. That's why she's able to get away with all she's getting away with. Yeah, because
ain't nobody saying nothing about anything.
Olympia.
When we gonna get?
And we haven't seen Olympia since what? episode 2.
And they never let us know what happened with that body, how they got rid of it, like nothing. I'm just like, what is going on? All I could figure is that she called Tommy and told him about it, and he came and took care of it. I mean, I guess we gotta think about it, figure it out for ourselves. Oh, did I just cut myself out? Oh no, I'm still here. Sorry. No. I hit another window. So here's the thing. Can I say something about, and you're probably gonna look at me like I'm crazy. It's okay. I don't really agree that she killed Lombardi. I don't like Lombardi, but I don't really agree that it was like vengeance for her to kill him. I get it. I don't care about him. He's gone, whatever. But I felt what he was saying at the table, like, I didn't want to kill Ernie, but it was an order and I follow orders. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it like that, instead of looking at, here's this guy that we can never stand with his big nose and blah, blah, blah. I'm just kind of looking at it just, outside of that situation, like somebody that was giving orders. It's not like it was personal. It was business. He even said that he didn't want to do it and he liked Ernie. So it's not like he had some type of hard feelings towards him or nothing like that. It was like, it was your dad. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about the situation. But I already knew she was going to kill him. And like I said, I didn't really care, but.
We said it. I mean, everything that he said, Ms. K, I agree with you, was heartfelt. And, it had a merit to it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the outcome. This is the person that pulled the trigger on your husband, even if you're ordered to do it. So let's just say Lamont Tyson is in the military and you got, XYZ family, and Lamont Tyson is a sniper under orders from the president of the United States that XYZ's family needs to be taken out and leave one person to survive. I could go sit there and tell that man that was an XYZ family, the president told me to take out your family. He's going to be mad at me and the president, but he's really going to be mad at the person that pulled the trigger, which would be me. Yeah. And so,
which is why I totally understand, but
yeah. But I do agree with you on this. There was more motives for her than just the Ernie thing. Like, I think Ernie was the icing on the cake for her to take him out. Because if she would have played the cards right, she could have let Slip and Slide Nose kill Joe, and then after he killed Joe, she could have killed him and would have never seen it coming. But the problem is then, unless you make a smooth getaway, somebody's going to be responsible for them two bodies. That would have been the problem with that.
They outside and all that, right in the junkyard.
So, let me take you here to this fine Mamie.
I was loving her this episode.
So you like the quagmire they put her in, because she has been trying to search for long and hard for, number one, legal gigs, and number two, her own self-identity in doing something. And it's come up that, Bumpy, he's sick, he's wailing because he's out of the doogie game when they had their conversation. And so this contract has come up with the government. Bumpy can't do it because he's a felon. Right. But Mamie can. And so she goes to Clayton Powell to talk about getting it done. And next thing I know, she cooking up books. Talk to me about how you feel about this story arc.
Listen, she was, she didn't really want to do it. And then once she heard that the mob does it, and especially Clayton was kind of like pushing that whole thing. And it was like, oh, okay, I guess, it's only a little, it's nothing that big. She didn't feel too great about it. But then she seemed like she talked herself into it when she was home, getting a little lit with her wine and all that. But then,
I got jokes for that, Miss K. That chick was drinking so hard, her teeth and the inside of her mouth were changing color. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her, old juicy fruit ass. I'm going to get her.
Like she was eating Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her.
Her daughter, her stepdaughter came in and just burst a little bubble, and like, oh, you're changing and all of this. So I'm like, oh, come on, girl. I mean, listen, I appreciate everything Mamie is doing. But when you think about all of this stuff and everything that Clayton Powell is saying, it's like we're up against a lot. And they look what's going on. The CIA gets dirty, cops get dirty. And then on top of that, you're black. Like, you gotta get a little dirty to try to get ahead, which is sad. And so it's like Mamie is kind of realizing what Bumpy has been up against all this time.
Yes.
You know, and so and you listen, I want to stop after this, but I just want to jump to that meeting that she had with Archie and how he tried to come. You see, Archie even play a little dirty, which is the reason why he's down with Bumpy anyway as well, right? But when he told her, "Oh, I'll get 5%," and she was like 3%, he looked at her like, "What?" And I said, "That's Bumpy's wife, okay? She ain't no regular housewife. This lady's smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's been around him all this time. He's an official businessman, regardless if people want to recognize him as that. And she's most likely picked up some things, even though she's probably haven't been in no meetings. But I'm sure she's picked up some things. And I will say that I was proud of her. I was like, yes, girl, show him. And then she calculated it real quick. Like, I mean, you know,
that's what I was gonna say. Respect to whatever girls' school she went to, because she did that math in her head real quick.
Yeah.
Larry, I'm gonna give the floor to you, but let me say this: I would have loved to have been Elise in the room while Mamie's sitting there doing that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Floor is yours, Larry. Floor is yours.
Yeah, you know, and see, this is the reason why I'm worried about Mamie going down this route, because you know, we saw the reaction that she had when he told her that it got rejected. She felt like, oh God, I shouldn't have put you at risk, and she was getting all holy and sanctified. I'm so sorry, Jesus, I'll never do this again, yada yada yada. And as soon as he basically said, nah, it was another gangster that got it. They played more dirty than we did. We got a little dusty. They went straight into the mud. And after that, her whole demeanor changed. She was like, well, damn. And I feel like now that she's seeing this, she's going to be more willing to get dirtier moving forward. And Adam Clayton Powell even told her, he said, you know, we lost this round, but you need to be in the office bright and early because we have work to do. And that worries me, because now I feel like whatever governor she had on her, she's going to take it off. That thing is coming off, and she's going full speed ahead. And that's going to be dangerous for her, because it's not, I mean, maybe Bumpy tries to hold her back a little bit and say, slow, you know, pump your brakes. But I doubt it. I think if he realizes, hey, I have someone that's not just turning their back and pretending at home, but I have a straight up ally now, someone who's going to be up there working, doing dirt with me, I think he's going to like it. And that's dangerous for her.
Most likely, I agree. He's probably going to like it. She just better hope that she's got the stomach for it. And this is why I said, I forgot what we was reviewing, but I said that black gangsters during that era carried more term and weight than the young guys do now, just simply because laws have improved for black people from that era to now. Not a lot, but they improved enough. Right. And the same game is still going on when you're talking about trying to advance your family, advance your finances and all that. It's just that now some of those legal hurdles have been exposed, that we're not having to go through some of those legal hurdles that the black people had to deal with back in those days. And right. I think Mamie has just gotten tired of this bull jive. Like, I think it bothered her, Larry, that, and she even said it to Adam Clayton Powell, what is a man supposed to do with a felony? He can't get right. You know, he's paid his penance. He should be afforded these opportunities, and he can't get them. But then Clayton tells him that all the gangsters is getting it. And that's when she was like, you know what? That little veil I had between what Bumpy's doing and why he's doing it, I'm reminded of why he's doing it. And I think Larry, I think she is going to get a little bit more dirty, Larry. And I think just hope
get a lot more dirty.
I just hope that Larry, she's prepared for it. And you know, she's going to be in it to win it, because there's going to be people hating on her. Number one, because she's so beautiful. Number two, because she's very, very smart. Obviously, she can do math like an accountant without a computer. And number three, she's got a politician on her hip. That's a dangerous combination, Larry. That is a dangerous combination. So
I mean, she has like the trifecta of everything. She has a politician right there with her. She has a banker there with her, and she has the muscle in her husband. I mean, she has all the makings to become a straight up queen pin if she wants to. You know,
well, if she really wants to be a gangster the legit way, she should run for office. That's what she should do.
Yeah, there's definitely that between her and Adam Clayton Powell. If she runs for some sort of city office, state office, something, maybe, I don't know what they have in New York. I don't know what they have, aldermen or city council people, whatever it is.
City council. They city council.
City council. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that could be dangerous. But you know, especially because she's a woman and she's so beautiful, there's a lot of people that will automatically discount her and just they will just underestimate her and write her off. And because she's so smart, she will just basically take all those people to the bank. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. I mean, what she said then still holds true today. Like, what's a man supposed to do if you have a felony? I mean, that's the same. People talk about that all the time. They're like, you know, you go to jail, you come out, you try and live right and live by the law, and you can't get ahead. You can't make a decent living because you can't get a job. You can't get a professional license. You can't become a contractor. You can't do all kinds of stuff, you know, because of that felony record. And it's like it's basically like you're getting a life sentence. You know, they tell you only have to do 5 years or 10 years in jail, but then you come out and you're still basically having to pay that price for the rest of your life. And it shouldn't be that way. You know, the only people that should know that you're a felon is the judge if you get more charges. That should be it. Or the DA if you get more charges. When you you shouldn't have to worry. If you come out of jail, you should be able to vote. You shouldn't have to mark on any job application or mention anything. Now, there are some exceptions, like if you try and become a police officer, maybe, or some sort of law enforcement official, maybe then. But here's the thing: like if Bumpy decided he wanted to be a NYPD firefighter, the fact that he's a felon, what does that have to do with him putting out fires? You know?
They're going to, let me come up with the bull job. Well, the fact that he's a felon, he might try to start some fire for their insurance money.
He can do that already anyway.
Hey, Larry, we know it's just a bunch of hogwash, man. It's just more barriers that were created to make life a little bit more difficult for people. That's all it is. That's all it is. Now, here's we go, Larry. How do you feel about Bumpy done stepped to Jose Battle, who just had a conversation with Joe? He lets Jose Battle know, look, man, I got a new product we can push. Jose Battle agrees to it, but he lets him know that he needs to go and see his shaman before they can get in bed with this cocaine. So, Larry, talk to me about this scene and how you enjoyed the way it went down or didn't like the way it went down.
Man, I'll tell you, I feel bad for Jose Battle on one end because it's a very narrow end because he's still a drug dealer murderer. But, well, he's not a drug, he's an arms dealer murderer. That's why he's up there selling doogie too. He's, so, I mean, the thing is that he's in a real tough predicament because he's working with the CIA. He has Colombo and the Italians sniffing down his neck. They really want him to come over there. And that's one of those things where unless you put yourself in a real good position, you can't tell them no but so many times. But he might be somewhat safe because I imagine the CIA, if the Italians try and come to him too strong, the CIA might step up and be like, leave our man alone before we just wipe out your entire organization from here to Italy, But he's in a tough spot because Bumpy's making moves and that whole thing. But he was right when he talked to what was his name, Wild Bill, something or the other. He was right when he told him, you knew Bumpy was never going to turn on his friend Malcolm. You should have known that. Your research should have told you that. So, and Bumpy was. I'm glad he didn't. I was worried for a minute that he might, try and give up something or convince Elise to give him some records or something. I'm glad he didn't.
What you think, Miss K? I was worried too, man. For real, Larry. I was sweat. I was like, everything in me was like, he's not gonna do it, but he's up against the wall. What is he gonna do? And so this was like good storytelling right here. What you got on it, Miss K?
Yeah, I had no doubt that he was gonna. I kind of figured that he was gonna go the route of trying to give them false information. But then I like how, Battle told him, like, listen, you better be careful what you tell him. Showed him that picture and everything about him meeting with the daughter and everything and Malcolm. So I was glad he told him that, gave him a little forewarning and see what he's really up against. Like, this is nothing regular, like no cops or no feds. This is a whole different situation. But the whole thing when he started sitting down, because I'm like, what is he going to do then? So when he started sitting down with Gambino, I was confused about the conversation that him and Gambino were having, but I kind of figured that it was going to be something to make a play against Wild Bill or, something of that nature, the way he did it. I wasn't sure how he was going to do it, but I just figured that he has to be sitting down with him for this reason. Like, he has to level it. And that's what he did. Because it's like, no, you're not going to freaking tell me to give up my friend. If you know so much, you should know I'm not about to kill my friend. But what you're about to do is give me this Coke and take the 25%.
Mm-hmm. He really did. He played hardball with him. Like, he was basically like, let me go ahead and tell you what it is. I know you think you have me, bent over a rock, but let me just explain this, Yeah. We're going to deal with each other straight up, or like, you think you're going to screw me, I'm going to screw you too. You may go ahead and take Malcolm out or harass my daughter. I'm going to blow up your whole thing to the press.
Yep. I got friends. Now, I'm sorry, Lamont. I know you want to say something, but really quick, what I do want to say before I forget is I wasn't really comfortable with him name dropping Adam Clayton Powell. Because now it's like, okay, eyes on him now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If it had been somebody else, if it had just been like the police or another gangster, I would have been like, that was wrong to name drop. But he was talking to the CIA. I am absolutely certain they are more than familiar with his relationship with Adam Clayton Powell. I'm sure they know that Mamie works in his office. I'm sure they were more than aware of all that. So I don't think he told them anything that they didn't know.
Okay.
Did y'all see all this snow in that office? Look at that.
Man, they were just wasting it, man. They could have bagged up all that stuff.
I was like, what's the point? like, what's
And first of all, everybody in there would have been high as hell. Nobody had a mask on.
As this is burning, there's a certain area in New York every time they burn this stuff where folks is getting high. Okay, you just walk in that certain area, it's all up in the air. Like, don't be in a high-rise building. Like, somebody probably like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Come to my house, about to go with the terrace and get high. Just breathe the air with me. Come on.
My dad was a deputy in LA County, and when they used to have big seizures, they used to take it over to a place where they would where they incinerate it. And he used to talk about how everyone that had that duty would end up high as hell.
Of course.
That's why they're supposed to have like masks on and goggles, face mask, because that stuff getting your eyes too.
Yeah,
shout out to J-Mo in the building.
Damn gas mask on or something, man. Yeah. You're gonna catch more than a contact high dealing with this crap right here, man.
They had wheelbarrows full of it. That was just a waste.
Wheelbarrows just burnt. Look at that. Just burning it up. And supposedly, when they seize money and guns, they're supposed to be doing the same thing. Now, how much of that money? No way.
And those guns go right out the back door.
Yeah, they're not burning up all them guns. Stop it, man. Stop.
That's what they just had. They just had a thing like that recently I think it was during the Obama administration, where they had that Operation Fast and Furious, where they were caught, where the U.S. government was caught sending guns down south.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. You got it, man.
But this one doesn't make any sense to me. They know they're going to try and they want to do business with them. They know they want to sell coke. Why waste all that coke right there? Why waste it? Just brick it up and stick it in the corner. That way, once they're done selling it and they come back to re-up, you don't have to worry about smuggling again. You already have all of it.
I was confused about that. Like, it's going through all this big process, right? Oh, it goes through Peru. It goes to what did they say, Colombia, and then it has to go through Cuba, and then when it gets to the States, they burn it up. Like, what is all of this transporting going on for? We know that they use it for medication, right? I don't know if they were doing it at that time. I would think that maybe in the 60s they were using, some narcotics for some medications. I think they had to be by that time, but I don't know. But my thing is, like, why is this happening where they're just wasting it, going through all of this, this importing and then throwing it away? I mean, burning it. That baffled me.
It's supposed to be that they're getting some of it off the streets, quote unquote, because for as many people that are corrupt in the government, you do have a lot of green people who actually believe in their heart they're doing good, serving the country, and you've got to put on this front for those people, definitely. And you get to go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. You get to go ahead.
No. That's it.
I mean, whatever front there was just blown out the window because dude just told him load up his stuff in Bumpy Johnson's car. So it's not like if there was someone green in that building, they weren't green anymore.
No, they brown now, Larry.
What I was gonna say was I hear what you're saying, Lamont, but like around this time, they're saying that there's no, it's not really out there like that.
Well, they didn't have the smuggling routes in yet.
Market, like there's no real marketing. Like,
if you want, did you ever watch that show on Netflix called Narco?
I tried once but it looks like it's real good, but I never got into it.
It is an excellent show, but they start off when they were talking about the Colombians when they started selling it and all the trouble they had trying to smuggle it in, and then it really blew up in the U.S. when they actually got the smuggling routes through Mexico, and that's when it really started to blow up. And but then that created a whole new monster because then they started they created the cartels after that. So I think this was before they had all those smuggling routes in there.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying, like, it's not really, from what I'm gathering, it's not really about getting it off the streets right now because it's not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were even saying like it's a commodity for like this is a good a new endeavor for Bumpy because nobody's doing it, you know what I'm saying? So
well, we know from history that cocaine didn't take off like that just during Bumpy Johnson's era like that, because we know after what's his name? What's his driver's name? Frank.
Yes, Frank White. I said Frank White. Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas, right? Because we know Frank Lucas was smuggling in. He was smuggling heroin in from Vietnam. So we know that heroin was still the primary drug around that time. So, I mean, there's at least probably another generation before coke really set it off. Because cocaine, I feel like, was always like a high-end party drug until crack kicked it in the 80s. So
yeah, and they're trying to say that it's like a rich people's drug.
Yeah,
the cocaine was.
You're right, and that's why they turned it into crack, because crack is is cheaper.
Right. Yeah, but here's the problem: you shouldn't be doing more time for crack than you are what it really comes from, the cocaine. That used to bug the hell out of me.
They just changed that law this year, if I'm not mistaken. They just changed it this year.
I saw it.
Yeah, like they finally said it was going to happen, and then I think it came into effect like J1 this year.
Right, it was, which just is a direct pathway to racism. Direct, because they knew who was doing the cheaper version of this stuff. They knew who was doing it. And then so many people in Wall Street, the money makers, got caught up in cocaine. But you cool with them getting caught up in it. There was even someone trying to make an argument that it helps them because it speeds up their mentality, which cocaine does have that property. But then it's got other properties that you don't want people to be dealing with, who's supposed to be handling your money for retirement. Like, fuckers, just shut up, making excuses for white folks.
Right.
Just stop it.
But that's why people still use the cocaine oftentimes. Some people use it as a party drug, but some people use it strictly as a stimulant, and then next thing you know, they're addicted to it. I mean, they used to prescribe it to housewives, and
they still do. They still do, under control. Methamphetamines, ladies and gentlemen, you know, and they giving it to them. So, wow.
They used to talk about how those housewives back in the 40s and 50s, they said they used to be all drugged up. They said their doctors would prescribe them amphetamines for the daytime so they can do all their work, and then they would prescribe them barbiturates so they can go and settle down at night. I was like, man, they had these women just high all day and night,
and lots of energy, right? Do all the work at home, and then when the husband come home, you be ready still. Like, I'm still ready for you, baby.
Full skirt, high heels.
Think about what Larry is telling us, ladies and gentlemen. They would give these women these different drugs that they would take one in the morning, take one in the night. So the man gonna come home, one vagina lip is roided up, high as a kite, and the other vagina lip is down there, slow as out.
Oh my goodness.
Like, which one you picked? Which one? Okay, move right along, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I got my jokes in for the night.
Oh my gosh!
Be careful which one you taste. You might get high, brother.
Somebody needs to go back through all these episodes and put together a big compilation of Lamontisms.
Oh, don't believe me, Larry. I think it's probably about to happen. It's probably but speaking of Lamontisms and men coming home to a good woman.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they didn't just leave a lease storyline out of this, because this shit was funny to me. This was so funny to me. So Malcolm tells her, look, if I can forgive Omar, you should too. And guess what? She decided to forgive him, and she decided to go meet the man and his mother. And that was so good, I had to get the footage of this, because this had me falling on the floor. Take a look at this.
You know you mustn't touch her until you're married?
Forgive me, Mother. I don't know what came over me.
Can't touch her till you're married.
That's why I'm here.
right.
I raised my son to be a proper Muslim man before Allah.
You did a very good job.
The only shameful thing he's ever done is to get himself exiled from the Nation of Islam. All because of that roguish Malcolm X.
Mother?
He tried to kill Malcolm.
That evil man has slandered the nation just too many times.
Malcolm is risking his life to fight for our freedom. He deserves respect regardless of his quarrel with Elijah Muhammad.
That's right. And I want to give him my draws.
I thought you said Elise was an intelligent woman.
Mother, I beg you.
Allah forbid you join your life to someone who follows the promises of a fool. And clearly, this woman is a fool.
Mother, that's enough.
Assalamu alaikum. Can I interest you in...
Nope.
Ain't no Lakem Salon at this time.
That was the proper response right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't say anything. Don't throw a drink in her face. Just be like, I'm out. Bye, bitch.
I'm out. Yep.
You know,
As a matter of fact, Larry, grab you a to-go bag and let them pay for it, and then keep moving.
Right.
I'll give it to you first, Larry. Talk to me about how they treated Bumpy Johnson doing. What was up with that, man? That mama, was she out of pocket or was she in pocket, Larry? You let me know.
No, she was out of pocket. You don't speak to someone like that. I mean, you gonna sit there and call somebody a fool? I mean, come on now. You just don't speak to people like that. God. That's just, I mean, and here's the thing is like you have a mama like that. And I know there's plenty of mother-in-laws out there who have found themselves on the wrong side of where they want to be when they go in there and their kid gets married and then they start talking all kinds of crap. And the next thing you know, they're trying to figure out how come their son never comes by. How come they don't see their grandkids? Because, at some point they need to realize like you may be the mom, but this person swore an oath before God bound to this other person, and that supersedes you as mom.
That's right. You
Maybe
ain't in the house.
Everything else was secondary, but once they get married, that's no longer the case, and some mothers just can't deal with that. And she seems like she'd be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and shout out to Monique. My homie 69 Ways Johnson came through with the super chat via the Cash App, man, and we still want them 69 ways. Me and Monique, and Larry, we gonna keep your business a secret. You can just tell me and Larry, we ain't gonna let nobody know
I'm married. I only need 68.
Oh.
Heard that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Which way?
He only needs 68. So Miss K, how would you have handled it? Being that you were the lady of this panel tonight, how would you have handled if that was your man and he done brought his mama? First of all, the mama said, "Don't you touch her till you get married." Well, it's too late for that. He done hugged her before, so he already done broke a vow. But how would you have handled if somebody would have called you a damn fool?
Yeah, I think she handled it kind of similar to how I probably would have handled it. Like, maybe not even said anything because I don't want to disrespect his mom, especially if I'm trying to, make something with him.
Even though she disrespected you.
Yeah, if I'm trying to make a relationship work with him, I'm not going to disrespect his mom. But I am going to show that it's offensive. And so now I'm leaving and you need to do what you need to do to come after me to show me that, you're worth it. Show me that I'm worth it, but that you're worth me.
Look at you. See, y'all women devious. Miss K just basically said, while she's leaving, she ain't just gonna leave, ladies and gentlemen. She gonna walk slow. She gonna let them hind parts swish up and down. It's gonna be the most infamous walk she ever took in her life. So that Negro can look at her and be like, "Mama, look what you just ruined."
Yeah, she walking away.
Look what you just ruined for me. Look at all that. Look at that wagon she dragging.
But the mom does not want him to be with her because that mom right there, she wants him to be with some woman that she can control.
Yes, I was gonna say she's controlling.
Yeah, she wants him to be with some woman that she can control, and she can't control Elise like that.
Mm-hmm.
She wants him to be with the chick with the glasses that Elise used to get in the fights with.
You know what? What I found odd about this, the whole she's chaperoning them. Like, these are some grown freaking people.
That's a normal thing.
They don't have but listen, they already had dates without chaperone.
Well,
so why you trying to do a chaperone now? You done asked this woman, because you done asked this woman to marry you before she even met your mother.
Exactly.
Now all of a sudden now you want to do it the right way? Like, this is very backwards.
And you know what, Miss K? Maybe he's doing this because he's just trying to prove to Elise that he's turned over a new leaf. Mm-hmm. He's a new guy and he wants to do everything by the books now. Maybe this is just more of him trying to show he's doing it by the books. Mm-hmm. And are you ready to concede to me that you can trust Omar finally? He brought her into the lion's den, and Omar should have known his mama was going to say something like this. Like, I know my mama. And I know certain females I would not dare bring around my mom because my mom might pop off at the mouth and say something crazy based on my relationship with the female. Omar should have known, don't bring your mama here, or he should have screamed to mama. One or the other.
I trust Omar from The Wire more than this Omar.
What? Yeah, me too. Omar from The Wire, keep it a little real.
He has a code. I don't trust this dude.
What?
I still got my eyes on him.
I'll tell you though, I had somebody that was rude to me like that one time. A parent. Parents always liked me when I was growing up. I was always one of those people. Their parents always liked me to come around. But I had one that was really sort of janky, and I left. I told her. I said, I'm glad you raised your daughter better than you were raised, and left.
Damn. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Wow.
And the mom was mad, and I continued to smash the daughter. Except at that point, I didn't really care. I used to smash in the house and everywhere else because I don't give a fuck about her. I used to try and be respectful. After that, I didn't really care.
Was this a white girl?
No.
Girl? You did make sure disrespectful. You did make sure you didn't leave none of your skeet juice anywhere, right?
Probably.
It's hard, ladies. It's hard being up here with these men.
Just try to keep it real. But
I'm just playing. I can hang with the fellas.
But I'm glad Elise just got up and left. I'm glad she didn't make a scene or anything. And I think that I think the mom just really overplayed her hand because I think Omar still wants her, and I don't think he's gonna let his mom stop that.
Yeah,
of course not. Of course
but
not.
It goes to show how much of a grip she got on him too. Because listen, if your mother wasn't controlling like that, a dude would have came after her. If you want her, you walk out there and see if she's okay and stuff. Like he didn't do that. That goes to show that his mother is very controlling and he is under her control.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to be with that. You don't need to be with a man like that. Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't like mama's boys, Miss K?
No,
you don't.
They don't have time. You can't honor me as the woman in your life when you trying to every time mama call you gotta go running.
All right, I'm with that.
How you supposed to take care of us?
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. You know, hey, I'm with Miss K, man. You know,
some people don't understand. Some people don't understand those vows where they talk about you're supposed to leave your parents and cling to your spouse.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
You know.
And then there's another part of that too. When you get married, nothing comes above your spouse, not your parents. And not your kids. Either.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's easy to say a parent because they're grown, they're adults, you know.
Right. You don't live with them.
But that same vow says even your kids are just borrowing your house till they become adults. So nothing's supposed to come above your spouse. Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing. I'll get you guys out of here on this.
Indeed.
I was very
disappointed. Take that too far though.
Yeah.
Some people you know, it's funny. This is one of those things.
That's Bible, Jay.
And maybe it's just me because I know, and maybe it's because I grew up in California, or maybe it's because I grew up around a bunch of white people. But it wasn't until I got around black folks that I heard people say, "You're not going to do that in my damn house. This is my house," and blah blah. I never heard people refer to like that with their kids. It was always just our house. This is our family's house. And this idea that basically this is my house and I let you live in it, that was such a foreign concept to me when I first heard that from somebody. I was like, that's you're just like borrowing the bedroom. I was like, that's crazy. It's your house.
Right.
You know?
Elle better get out here and keep doing them flips like Dominique Dawes. Pay back some of this. She want to call this her house. Get your ass out there and swing a tennis racket, Elle.
He says, you know, Elle does. This is what Elle does. Elle says, and Lamont's like,
yeah, he talking all that.
To attention. What do you want, a popsicle?
Y'all got this sadly mistaken. Y'all got this sadly mistaken. I got over that stage of Elle at like the 2-month stage. And the minute I had to clean a poopy diaper, that reminded me of why I need to stay mean. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what reminded me of.
You know, Lamont does yoga so that he's flexible enough so he can get wrapped around that little pinky. That's all it is, you know. Yeah. He's allowed to do this show because Elle lets him.
Y'all keep thinking that. Your boy hip to this child game. Very hip. Very hip. That Negro do something to make me mad every day, and I'm constantly reminded of why I have to be firm with her. Like right now, I'm trying to potty train this girl. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she'll kick and scream and she'll want to sing, she'll want to hug, she'll want to do anything but sit her butt on that pot. And I'm constantly getting more and more frustrated. And then I had to lay down that Thanos hammer. Girl, you better get on that pot, damn it. Look, let me tell you something. You want to know the quickest way for your daddy to tell you no? Get on that pot, okay? I'm not cleaning up no more of your little shits. And they real now, Larry. These ain't no more the little cute babies. This is real deal grown man stuff coming out of her.
No.
And I be upset, okay?
You getting the logs.
Yeah, so let me tell you something, Larry. It is not hard to tell her no when I think about the discipline her behind needs, okay? Sorry about that tangent, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get you to the last thing on this ticket today.
You know what's funny, though, is with boys, it's like, I didn't realize that with boys, like it in some ways it's easier because like my sister, I think my brother told me too, is like you throw Cheerios in the toilet. Like in the little toilet, you throw Cheerios and you tell them to aim for the Cheerios. and it's like a game. And I was like, that's some really smart stuff right there. I'd have been peeing every 5 minutes if I got to shoot Cheerios. You know? Maybe I was. I don't know.
Yeah, just don't throw no damn Fruit Loops in there. Or my face gonna be in there after the Fruit Loops. Now. Don't throw the Fruit Loops in there. You can throw the tasteless ass Cheerios in there. But don't throw no Fruit Loops in that joint. I ain't chasing them with my laser. Oh no,
gosh.
Last thing we got, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll get y'all out of here. Now this hurt my feelings, man, because I was starting to like this character, but.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about.
He about to let me down. We'll take a look at it and then we'll discuss it. Damn it, man.
I know.
Fix your shaman.
The speech he gave in Africa, Malcolm X is as much of a fucking communist as Castro.
Bumpy was never going to betray his friend. You should have fucking known that in advance. However, I'm close to Bumpy. He's close to Malcolm X.
I'm listening.
Me? I got no fucking problem giving up information on that commie Negro.
Let us drink to that.
What? Wow, Bill gonna die of a heart attack.
Right.
Larry, you get the floor first, man. I was starting to feel Jose Battle, but the words of his own shaman that told them the cocaine business is good, but some friends is going to be betraying people. They even showed the shaman at the very end.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about Jose Battle?
Well, my first thought when I saw dude from the CIA, I was like, how did he make it through the farm? Like, how did he make it through that dude doesn't look like he can walk a mile versus run one. How did he make it through the doggone farm?
Once you get in, Larry, you just got to pass. I mean, he could have been in the military like 15 years.
Yeah, he probably was skinny at the time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 121 of y'all watching us. We're grateful. We adore you. We enjoy you. It's a Monday. You don't got to be here. Download the podcast. Follow us on our social media. These two have great YouTube presences. Links in the description. The floor is yours, Larry.
You know, now this may be a fine line, and I know some people are probably going to talk some smack about me, but I don't think Jose Battle is actually stabbing Bumpy in the back. I don't think he's betraying Bumpy here because Jose Battle has no allegiance whatsoever to Malcolm X. And so if he takes out Malcolm or he gives up info on Malcolm, that's just what it is. It's Bumpy's job to protect Malcolm as his friend. It's not Jose Battle's job to do that. And so I don't think I know it may seem like semantics or a real fine line, but I just don't think Jose Battle owes, he has no allegiance to Malcolm X. So if he gets the info that's needed, as long as he's not giving up info on Bumpy and he doesn't hurt Bumpy, it is what it is.
That's the fine line you cross, Larry. It will hurt Bumpy, who he has a business relationship with.
Yeah, it hurts him emotionally, but it's not hurting him physically, and it's not hurting his business.
Maybe it won't, but it might hurt him enough to feel like he got betrayed, and he'll stop doing business with Jose Battle. And they got a good thing going.
I don't know. I think it's sort of like that whole thing where a few episodes back when Jose asked him to kill that dude and he gave him some cockamamie story of why dude had to go and it was all a bunch of BS. But Bumpy was angry about it, but he told him, he said, I'm a man of my word. I said, I kill him, so I killed him. He pulled out his gun and blasted dude right there. I think it's sort of the same thing. It's just like you can be mad at somebody for not being like totally upfront and honest with you or doing something that you don't like. But if it doesn't hurt your business and it doesn't hurt you, I'm going to say it's not a betrayal.
It's going to be a betrayal, Larry. I enjoy hearing you say that eloquently, with passion, with fervor, but it's going to be a betrayal and they're going to ruin their business relationship. What do you think, Ms. K?
I think that at first, before the shaman, the memory of the shaman with the shells, right. I thought that maybe he was playing a game and that he was saying this, and I mean, I don't know what his angle would be, but I was really like, no, he can't be doing this. This doesn't even, what the heck is going on here? But then when the shaman, we saw him thinking about the shaman and what she said, it was like, wow, are you serious? So you're the one that's about to be the betrayer? And listen, the only reason why it would be, because I get what you're saying, Larry, but the only reason why it would be a betrayal is because this is someone that's close to Bumpy. So it is betraying him.
Let me ask you this. With that in mind, let me ask you this. Did then Bumpy betray Battle because Chance killed one of Battle's dudes?
No, they haven't even touched on that. And I'm not even sure if each of them know about that situation yet. So we got to even.
But when he finds out that it's dude, is it a betrayal?
No, we don't even know what's what as far as.
It's going to depend on how Jose Battle take it. If Jose Battle take it as a betrayal, then yeah, it's a betrayal.
But how could it be?
Because that was one of Jose Battle's guys.
Right, but it wasn't like it's not like it's not like Bumpy sent Pettigrew, you know what I mean? Like that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with Bumpy at all. Huh?
That's the thing though. Bumpy's, I mean, like Malcolm's not even in the game. He's just like some peripheral dude to Battle. He's like, for him, it's nothing. It's not like he's going over there to kill him. I think he wants to get that info. But anyways, I don't think it's a betrayal. That's just my position. I think that I don't think it's a betrayal of a Bumpy. But I understand how people can see that differently. I just don't think it is.
But it almost seems like he even sees it as a betrayal because he thought about what she said when he said that. You know what I mean? He does,
right? Because they even showed her after he said what he said.
Right. So it's almost like he was thinking it. Right. He was thinking about to me, that's him thinking about what she said.
It's betrayal.
Right.
He's going to betray him. Either way, I want you guys to rank the show before we get out of here. So, Larry, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being sucks. How would you rank this episode?
Ooh, man. To be honest with you, I was going to give this one probably like about a 7 until Stella went on her continued rampage of murder and mayhem, and it bumped it up to an 8. I was like, I did not see that one coming. I thought she was going to get up there, but now it makes sense because when she was up there all nervous and skittish, and he was like, "What's wrong with you? You got somewhere to be?" I thought she was just nervous because she knew the hit was coming. I didn't realize that she was nervous because she was basically working herself up to blast dude.
Somebody again. Working up to do her little finger to her happy. She's a little happy trigger finger.
No, stop it. That is not Stella is not no happy trigger.
There's a direct correlation, there's a direct psychological correlation between sex and violence, and I bet you her and Columbo are getting it in now.
No way. No way. No way.
Yep.
No way.
I'll bet you a donut.
Columbo.
I'll bet you a donut on your next cheat day.
Well, I ain't cheating no more because I ain't taking that bet. Columbo is gonna give Stella her freedom. He don't have a choice because now he knows that the daddy was coming for him, and all this flim flam he was doing trying to undermine the daddy. He's gonna have to chill out and give Stella her freedom. He ain't got no choice now. So, what would you rank it, Miss K? Scale of 1 being terrible,
I would
10
say
being
8.
great. You gonna say 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
there's an interesting thing.
I'll be back, guys. Sorry.
Something you just brought up with that, where you said he's gonna have to chill out because you know that Chen's coming for him, and the interesting thing is if he's gonna have to either find out if Chen made that decision independently or if he went to the families and all the families agreed to it, because he is a made dude and he's a leader of a family, so it would have to be approved. And if it was approved, then I think now Columbo has, he's going to have the mindset, I'm taking the gloves off. I'm going, not only am I going for Harlem, I'm coming for everybody. You guys just agreed to have me killed. So now I'm coming for everybody. But if it was something where it wasn't approved by the families and Chen just was freelancing, then I think he might just try and take Chin out behind bars and just take over.
Well, you know, the families don't really care for Columbo in the first place, Larry. So
they don't, but he's an earner, and they like that.
I mean, Chin was an earner. They could easily pop in somebody else that can be controlled a little more, that they don't got to worry about, that could be an earner too. And his methods of earning, even though they're all gangsters, criminals, and shiesty individuals, they don't like some of his tactics, Larry. They want him to be a little bit more honorable. They did not like him jumping in with Bumpy's wife. They chastised him badly for that. Then he done something else that they didn't like. They didn't like his tactics. And
yeah, but they don't like Chin either, remember? They didn't like Chin. They called Chin the driver.
That's true. But the devil you know best is the one you want to keep around. And I guarantee you they'd rather have Chin than Columbo.
That may be true, but you know, he just delivered the French Connection. He basically squeezed out, you know, both Bumpy. Jose Battle and Bumpy out of the Doogie business. And if they want it, they have to come to them and buy it retail. And they have that whole thing, you know, locked up and secured. I mean, that's not something they're gonna quickly forget. So.
No, but then now that Bumpy has unlimited amounts of cocaine, and when that starts competing with their drugs, what they gonna do? Because it's gonna compete, especially the fact that Bumpy's getting it literally for free, Larry. Just about, he's getting it for free.
No, he is getting it for free. They're bringing it in, and he just has to pay. You know, he has to kick back 25%.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is interesting because cocaine you would think is a much better product for someone like Bumpy, because when they run those clubs, if you're in a club, you don't want a bunch of heroin addicts in your club. You don't want those people up there with needles in their arm and falling asleep there at your bar and in the stalls. But cocaine, you could do like what's his name said. He was, you know, he's sniffing his cocaine. He said he was up there partying all night and all day with homegirl. They were drinking and dancing, and he was feeling good. That's what you want if you're in a club.
That's what's up. That's exactly what you want, and that's what they're gonna be doing in the Geechee. Ladies and gentlemen, we out of here. Shout out to the homie J Mo. Go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Shout out to the Hammer Moochie in the building. Check her out. I'll be back tomorrow night with the homegirl Lex Targaryen. We're going to be covering Bel Air, and I won't be here Thursday. So all my folks that love them a good old time on us reviewing Snowfall. What I might try to do on Wednesday, I might try to do a watch party where I'm going to stream it up here, but turn down the volume and watch it, and then just talk to y'all during the commercials. You know, we can give on the spot analysis during the commercials. So it'll just literally be me sitting here watching the TV, and as soon as the commercials come on, I'm gonna run my mouth because I'm gonna have stuff to say. So I might explore that. I got to see how the Wednesday show go. We'll see. Miss K, is there anything you want to tell the people you got going on in your channel before we get out of here? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm supposed to be I've been behind a lot, so just keep your notification bells turned on, guys. So all I can say, I'm supposed to have Godfather of Harlem, but I haven't done even the last episode, so I haven't done BMF, so it's just been a lot going on right now, so no.
You know, I'm about tired of hearing all these excuses about I'm trying to get a PhD and I have schoolwork and I'm working on a dissertation and yada, yada, yada. You know, review your movies.
Yeah. I'm learning a new language, and I'm about to be speaking
I have
many
a family,
languages.
And I have to cook, and
I still got a young child. I got a boy going to college. Then I got a husband, and you know what us husbands want.
My gosh, you guys.
Then I'm trying to work out. Then I got to
I'm glad you guys are my bosses. Sheesh kebab.
I'll tell you, boy, these black women nowadays, y'all have all these excuses. And you know what? You need to go and just do like they did in the 50s. Go get your amphetamines for the morning and then get your barbiturates for now.
Like an Energizer bunny.
Before all y'all get in my DMs, because every time I say something crazy, I had to pick up my phone and somebody's all up in my DMs talking smack. And I'm like, it's entertainment, y'all. I was just joking.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like we just be saying stuff. Gosh.
So what you got, Larry? What you got going on your channel?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking over here at a pile of products that need to be reviewed. It gets overwhelming. I do my weekly haul videos, and if you guys see how many products I get every week, you know what kind of workload I have. So, but I have some cool stuff to review. I have some cases for the phone. You know, I'm working on my review of the S23 Ultra, and I have some phone cases I need to get reviewed. I have I have a gimbal and some other camera gear I need to get reviewed. So yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
And watch, y'all. My views are crazy low. Watch. Yeah. Come through the channel, subscribe, hit that little bell so that you can watch my videos. I need to get my numbers up.
Yeah, get his numbers up. And if you want to hear him say more crazy stuff about how you give a woman an upper in the morning, a barbiturate at night, so her vagina lips look like Bobby Brown's mouth after he did coke.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You go to Larry's channel, you can get all that information you want. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, download the podcast. We out of here before I get in trouble. Peace.
You know?
Guys.
Peace, y'all.